Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to get all Switzerland achievements in a single playthrough. First off, a small word of caution. This strategy uses cheese and exploits to the max. It also involves us playing a little bit of 4D chess. The first thing we are going to do before starting the game is to turn off the By Blood Alone DLC. If you don't have the DLC, you can safely ignore this step. However, it is recommended to have this DLC as it introduces many powerful peace conference mechanics. Now we start a new game as Switzerland. Without BBA, we don't have to deal with the unnecessarily complex Swiss focus tree and their balance of power mechanics. We have the generic focus tree, which is very powerful in the right hands. In this case, my hands. Research-wise, it's pretty standard, just the basic construction and engineering. Don't worry too much about making paratroopers yet. Civil War is still some time away. I will get transport planes going on, delete your army, and train a single cavalry unit. This will help us to cheese the civil war later on. Our first 150 political power will go to the fascist demagogue. After that, we will go to the silent workhorse. And immediately after that, we will try to take as many decisions as possible to quickly boost the popularity of fascism and go through a civil war. We will then justify a war goal, Romania. You can't justify a war goal on Yugoslavia because by early 1937, France should stop guaranteeing them. Now we've got our fascist demagogue. Now don't be in a hurry to click all these decisions. We'll need to hire a silent workhorse first. So our next focuses will be industrial effort, and personally I will beeline down to the extra research slot, but you can turn right and take these armament efforts if you fancy. We will spam the decision to expand civil support. In the meantime, this Federal Assembly should decrease past 70, so you don't have to worry too much about those spring civil wars. We'll just keep decreasing stability as much as possible. The instant we are able to, we will ignite the civil war. We would cheese the civil war by immediately deploying this cavalry unit and training up a few more, just in case. Wait a while, let this organization tick up. We'll micro him to capture territory. We can use this as a gauge to see how long more we have. Looks like we will be able to capture that final victory point. And yeah, I said it, Switzerland was annexed. So we have a generic portrait, but it doesn't matter. If you have BBA, when we re-enable BBA, we will be able to get back the unique portrait for this leader, if you so fancy. But before we do so, let us first have a word with Romania. Late August 1937. France will join the Allies in late October 1937, so we can definitely pull this off. If you have BBA, I strongly recommend that you now quit the game and re-enable it before loading up the save again. And just like that, we are the Imperial Helvetia with Max Leo Keller and a generic focus tree. Due to us re-enabling the DLC, there's now this decision right here. Don't worry too much about it, not much you can do about it anyway, and it won't affect our playthrough. Now is a good time to train up some cavalry units to guard our borders, as well as start research on paratroopers. Who join? While waiting for your war goal to finish, remember to hire a chief of army and train up some paratroopers. Oh, and join the Axis. As for defensive units, I honestly would recommend using more cavalry as opposed to infantry division. Our plan is not exactly to stop the French army, but rather to slow them down long enough for our paratroopers to reach Paris. The reason why we joined the Axis is because, as a country that shares a land border with France, France is likely to put up planes in the Alpine region, which is why we'll do paradrop orders from Germany instead. Once we have enough army XP, we'll modify the paratrooper template to only have 1 battalion. This will give us enough manpower and we'll train at least maybe 18 of them. But 18 is overkill IMO, but let's just train them. Once we get to 50 transport planes, we can stop the production and focus our production on guns, support equipment and artillery once it finishes. Don't forget to stop your trade with France for rubber. We'll be fighting them soon enough. And we don't need these transport planes anymore. Guess we'll trade with our good old buddy France. Soon all that sweet steel in France will be mine anyway. For an overview of our paradrop orders, our first paratrooper, in this case number 18, is heading straight to Paris. The rest will be heading to all the cities within range of the transport plane. Ignore Taureor, forgive me if I pronounce it wrong, but it's only worth 1 victory point. As for the last few paratroopers, we have them surrounding Paris in a ring just in case Paris is garrison and the first paratrooper fails. Finally, it's wartime. Our justification is ready, we declare war, and France should cap in seconds. There we go, Paris, Orleans. That was, well, hilarious to say the least. Well, we can't take their navy because we are landlocked and we don't have an existing connection to the sea. What we need to do now is to keep world tension around the 40s by liberating countries. This will prevent Czechoslovakia from joining the Allies and give us some time to train up some new divisions with French manpower. It is time to justify a war goal on Austria. Why Austria? We get a permanent war goal and also we get to cock-block Germany, which will make our life much easier. Halfway along, the UK will guarantee them, which will make world tension just slightly below 50%. What I will do is to create 2 templates. One kind with 4 battalions and the other with 5, along with support artillery for both. With such a small army, we are capped at 24 Special Forces divisions. So we will have 4 divisions of the 5 battalion template and 1 division of the 4 battalion template. Before the war with the UK, ensure you have a full army of 24 divisions using French manpower. Try to upgrade them to a 9-1 and adjust your production of artillery accordingly. Germany is starting on Anschluss, so we probably need to declare war. Set our paratroopers to go. Use your paratroopers to secure a port. Once you secure a port, ship your entire 24 division army over. The general idea would be to snake VPs and encircle as much as possible. Check up on your defenses in Switzerland every now and then. You don't want to capture Austria. Try to snake the VPs in the north such as Newcastle and Glasgow. If you manage to secure Scotland, you don't have to capture southwestern England, which tends to be better defended. Ever the map painter, I decided to annex everything, but you can choose to puppet some countries if you so feel like it. I annexed the UK especially because I needed their industry. Unfortunately, because I forgot to take a coastal state in the peace deal with France, I don't have the option to take the UK's navy, so I had to puppet them in Egypt so I can integrate them and collect their navy afterward. With my garrison situation, I stack as many cavalry with an MP. Wow, look at how much manpower that saves me. Now we will prepare to take out the other Axis Major, Italy, via Order 66. If you do not know what Order 66 is, refer to this video's description below. In general, for Order 66, you want to have as many armies of 1-horse battalions to garrison everything in the target country. You then want at least 2 regular armies of 9-1s and other expeditionary forces to garrison the VPs and the ports. Order 66 Italy by justifying and declaring on Albania before they can join the Axis. While you're at war with Italy, remember to justify a war goal on either the Netherlands or the Dutch East Indies. I had earlier killed Hungary before justifying on Albania, but it is recommended that you justify on them while you are fighting the UK so you can get their territory for free. Before the war with Albania, I had also justified a war goal on Belgium. If you haven't already, do so now. It is best to secure the Benelux before you go to war with Germany. Interestingly, Germany has declared war on the USSR before Poland. They weren't able to do Danzig or war because we cock-blocked them so hard, so they took the next available focus, which was war with the USSR. At this point, I recommend that you quit the game and create a copy of the game save file. It will come in handy later. In preparation for our cheese war with Germany, we will pour a lot of military factories into interwar fighters and transport planes. Also, don't forget to train up as many 1 battalion paratroopers as possible. Force deploy high manpower divisions to quickly increase your special forces cap. We leave the Axis and we immediately begin justifying on Germany. The war goal justification is complete, but we are not going to declare war. We are going to rejoin the Axis and let Germany let their guard down. This way, they will take the troops off the border, take away their garrisons, and most importantly, put away their air force, allowing us to paradrop them the same way we did it to France. What we want to do is to leave their faction, then instantly declare war on them. There will be no truce. A truce is only available when you're kicking someone from your faction. So we can declare war right away. For our paradrop orders, we will plan 1 battalion paratroopers to as many VPs as possible. We can also make use of the fact that we are in their faction to see where they put up their planes. They will usually put up some planes for defense in the Eastern Germany air region. To counter this, produce as many interwar fighters as possible. They may get shot down quickly, but only numbers counts towards air supremacy, and we just need momentary air supremacy to launch our paradrops. 4 days until our war goal expires. We leave the faction and immediately declare war. Right here, see this news notification? Germany will declare war on Luxembourg and shortly afterwards France. So if you're gunning for the "You shall not pass" defensive war achievement, after you're done with this achievement, go back to that save file which you created earlier so you can position your units for an Order 66 beforehand. Next, I'll show you how to get the other achievement. So I loaded up a save and it's 2 days before Germany does around the Maginot. I have 13 expeditionary forces set to defend, and as for my Order 66 force, I have 2 armies of 24 divisions each. They contain 9 ones and expeditionary forces, and they are set to guard VPs and ports. Supporting them are 5 armies of as many one-horse battalions as possible. These will guard everything and help to encircle and cut off supply to the enemy. Just before Germany's focus finishes, we will release Belgium as a puppet. Once your Order 66 troops are in position, delete all their garrison orders and set them under a single field marshal. This will make it easier for us to spam the H key and halt them when we leave the Axis. 1 hour before Germany completes their focus, we leave the Axis. Set game speed to 1 and spam the H key on your keyboard. Hold them in position, don't let them return home. There we go, legendary German efficiency. Some of the cities may be garrisoned, or the AI may force deploy some of their units in training, so you might have to micro a bit to capture that one last victory point. And there you have it, all 4 Switzerland achievements in a single run. Not to mention beautiful Yalta conference style borders. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below.